Everything that we do in our lives is all based off of luck and chance. There are so many variables that we don't have control over, and there's so many things that we just can't do and can't deal with. A lot of things, almost everything's completely out of our hands. We can't control where we start geographically, we can't choose who our parents are and where we're born and where we live, what house we end up living in. We can't control how much money we have in our youth when we're kids. We can't control our situation when we're kids. What people say to us, what they do to us, and what that could psychologically change within us at a young age. There's just so many things from all of our upbringings that we can't control, that are completely dependent on the time you're born, where you're born, how you were born, how healthy you are, who you are related to, who you're friends with. It's all just chaos in a way. And with all this chaos, we're all put in different positions in life. And you can do everything right. You could be born in the right family with the right financials and go to college and do all the things correctly and still fail in the world. You can just end up with nothing. Even if you did everything right, you can just lose. And somebody can do everything wrong and get completely lucky and win. I mean, they could spend all their money at a casino and then put $1 in a slot machine or a scratch card and become a millionaire. Like, they could have done everything wrong and still pull out ahead of you for doing everything right. So how do you succeed in life? How do you get somewhere even though everything is chaotic and you don't have control? I think that you have to put yourself in positions where you're statistically likely to get lucky, because you can't control everything, but you can put yourself in a spot where you have a higher chance or the highest chance of any progress whatsoever. It's basically you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. There's no guarantee that you'll make your shot, but you're not going to have any chance at all if you don't shoot at all. So you have to teach yourself to see opportunities. You have to teach yourself to put yourself in a position where you have high statistical odds of having success. If that's applying for jobs or if that's making a business, whatever it is. In Rich Dad Poor Dad, there's an analogy where a surfer is sitting on the beach and they look at a wave and it's a huge wave. But because they're not already in the water in the right spot where they could catch the wave, they're not going to get to catch the wave at all because they were not in the right spot. They were on the beach instead of in the water. And even if you're in the water, you could be too far forward or too far back. So you have to position yourself in a way where when the chance comes, when the stats are in your favor, when the wave shows up, you put yourself in the right spot beforehand so that you can catch the wave. And that's a really good analogy. I really like that analogy because you have to learn and teach yourself how to see where you're supposed to stay at or be at in order to have any success at all. If it's all about chance, you still have to put yourself in spots where you can have a good chance. And that also requires having patience. You could put yourself in the right spot and fail. If we go back to the surfer analogy, you can put yourself in a spot where you are in the exact spot where the best waves would crash. You did all your research. You There's a good current that day, but the wave could just never come. It could just not show up. They could all just be bad waves. There's nothing you can do there, but you did your best and you put yourself in the spot where you had the best chance of having a wave. But you have to have patience. You have to come back again a day later, and then the next day, and then the next day, and put yourself in that spot where you have the best chance. And then, one day, if we're lucky enough, the wave will come. And if the wave comes and you're in the right spot, then you can cash out on your success. You can have success. After I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I started to use this analogy in a couple different aspects of my life, and I've seen the results. And again, none of it was ever guaranteed, and it still isn't guaranteed. But because I optimized my stats of where I'm at, and I learned how to see these chances, I was able to benefit from it in small examples and in large examples. I do a lot of eBay purchasing and reselling through whatever it is, garage sales, Facebook Marketplace, whatever opportunities I find. And it was through time and patience of advertising, of going to events like garage sales in my local area, whatever it is, and knowing what is good and what is bad and what consoles I can buy and conditions and cleaning and whatever else, because I've taught myself to look for these things and to ask people about them and to basically take my chances every time I go anywhere. I've been able to amass a collection of consoles and games that I've wanted to play for cheaper prices than I could have gotten anywhere else. On the computer that I'm recording this video on, I got this computer at a garage sale broken, and I learned how to repair it. And I would have never gotten this computer, this pretty decent gaming computer, if I never went up to the guy at the garage sale and said, "Hey, do you have any broken electronics or working electronics or consoles that you don't use anymore that are collecting dust that you would want to sell today?" If I never said that to this guy, then I would have never gotten this computer, and I would have never been able to do a lot of the things that I do with the computing power that I had prior. And that was during a garage sale weekend in my local town. And I said that line, asking people for stuff broken or not, clean or dirty that's been sitting that they haven't used. I said that line probably about 100 times, and it only worked about 2 or 3 times. But I would have never gotten any of the deals at all if I never asked, if I never said anything about it, if I never took the chance. The stats were bad, and by all means I was lucky to go to that garage sale and see it. But the point is, if you don't try, then you're not going to ever get a chance to succeed at anything. I went to college I couldn't decide if I wanted to go for business or electrical engineering, and I ended up going for electrical engineering basically out of pure chance, out of pure luck. I chose electrical engineering over business. And since I've also decided to go into a more specific part of electrical engineering called controls engineering, I have gotten very lucky in my job applications and in my pay and in my, I guess, resilience to being taken by AI. That was pure luck. That was pure chance. I did not foresee the AI takeover of jobs. I did not foresee the salary difference between business versus engineering. I think I kind of knew, but it wasn't a big factor. It was just chance. I just took a gamble. And that was lucky. That I have no pride and I take no success in the fact that I chose what I chose. It was pure luck, and I'm grateful that I chose it. This YouTube channel is another example of me just taking a chance. It's me doing something and positioning myself in a spot where I can get my ideas shared. If I don't do it at all, then none of my ideas and theology and whatever I believe to be true will ever be shared or used. And there's a very, very high chance that basically nobody ever sees this and nobody ever interacts with it. But it is a 0 chance if I don't even try. There's a chance that this video could blow up and a bunch of people could watch it, and that would be ideal because I could learn more about other people and they could challenge me on my ideas and my thoughts, and I can grow as a person. But there's no guarantee that'll ever happen. I have little to no control over where this video ends up after I post it and publish it. But what I have control over is posting it and giving it the best odds of success. For all my other theological videos where I'm trying to challenge myself to be the best Christian I can and learn the most about the Bible that I can and love God to the best of my ability, there is no worldly stats that I can control on where the video goes other than, I guess, hashtags at the bottom. I have no worldly control. Now there's godly control as well. God can use this however he deems to the best ability. But from a purely statistical world standpoint, there is no luck that I can control. So even though we can't control things, and even though we all have different situations and ideas, the best we can ever do is learn how to notice opportunities and position ourselves in spots where we can optimize our results from the position that we took or that we went to. Whether that's business, whether that's jobs, whether that's college, it really is universal. Just position yourself and try your best and take the chance. That's all I got.